Hello, everybody. Terrence Popp here with another episode from Lair. And today I got some more stories. These are more miscellaneous craziness that goes on. When I say craziness, it only sounds crazy if you've never lived in that environment. But if you have, you've grown used to it, it's just business as usual. So, I got to the 9th ID, and I'd been there maybe 60 days, and I'm not really a good liar, so I didn't lie. I'm not a thief, and I did what I was told and really didn't need a lot of supervision. So after a while, especially inside your squad and your platoon, you kind of gel and you become like a solid dude. And they fuck with you a little bit, but not more than anyone else. You don't want to be the oddball out who they fuck with all the time because, I've seen that happen and it's ugly. But this craziness started about 2 months in, and it's like one Saturday, they come up there, they're banging the garbage can lids. We have to literally set everything down in our rooms, go outside, and wait. And the MPs show up, and they have dogs, and they're going through everyone's fucking room, and they didn't find anything, even though everyone's shit is fucking turned upside down. It's all, god damn it. So we're like, okay, I'm like, does this happen all the time? And, this guy, he was, I don't remember his name, was Van something or other. We called him Shoots and Snare because he had that Shoots and Snare fucking rope from Germany thing. And he had got sent back from Germany. He was ETSing like in 4 or 5 months, so he was short. So, the following Saturday, about 6 o'clock in the evening after chow, same fucking thing. They come through and tear up our fucking shit. We don't get to go back in the room till like 9:30 at fucking night. Everything's all fucked up. That happened 2 more Saturdays. Okay. And finally, I guess Shoots and Snare had enough. So I come out one night, it's about 9:30, and he's buffing the floor. Now, I've never seen this dude do shit. All right, he's short. He doesn't give a fuck. He's done. And I'm like, what the fuck you doing, man? And he's like, I'm buffing in some hemp oil into the floor. Those goddamn drug dogs, fuck them all. And I'm like, well, I didn't just hear that. I'm like, that doing about face. Go back in my room. Following Saturday, again, called out of our fucking barracks. This time it's my fucking platoon and 2 other platoons. It's the whole company now, not just my platoon. And this started around 5 o'clock. They didn't even get the dogs into where my platoon was until like 10 o'clock that fucking night. So the dogs go up there and they just fucking freak the fuck out. They're running in circles. I mean, they don't know what the fuck's going on with these dogs. They're quote unquote alerting, but they can't find anything. So, this has gone on for quite some time, and it was right around like 10:30 when the sergeant major shows up. All right, now this is Saturday, 10:30 at night. The battalion sergeant major shows up, and we called him Mung Ho. All right, half his face is drooping. He had like a plate in his fucking head. He was like we called him Cyborg, not to his face, of course, because it's kind of this creepy dude. So, the MPs come down, and they're doing a little powwow, and they're talking about how the dog's alerted. And they bring in some lieutenant colonel, comes in, MP lieutenant colonel, and they're talking. And the sergeant major just walk up there, and he's like, what go on here? And they're trying to, sergeant major, you just say, you get dog out of here now! Fuck you! And he had enough. He was just freaking the fuck out. I'm new in the Army, so I have never seen a sergeant major go fucking nuclear. He's like, fuck you! And he's like, I call my commander. I call the division commander. Fuck you! This go on 6 weeks. Fuck you! And literally, they fucking all packed up their shit and left in like 10 fucking minutes. Never fucked with us again. Not once. Now, I don't know what all that was about, because I was way, way, way below, low on the totem pole. So, I don't know, somebody was fucking with us or calling in some fucking bullshit. I don't know if somebody had some bad blood or I don't know. All I know, it was fucked up and you're like fucking powerless. And God forbid if they find something. Because back then, you're going to the fucking special education battalion on North Fork for 4 to 12 weeks. And that's another story. I'll tell you about that. But, man, that place is not a fun place from what I saw. Okay, let's see. All right, the same sergeant major. I don't know what he would do, but I don't know what his problem was. Kind of crazy. Maybe he was drunk. I don't know. But he would show up like on a late Friday night, Saturday evening, or Sunday evening, just randomly, right? So, you know, I'm fucking hanging out in, you know, this other guy's room. We're watching fucking some shit on TV. And this other dude is banging this chick, all right? Got the fucking door shut, kicked everyone out of his room. We know what the deal is. And we're all like, okay, whatever, it's cool. And lo and behold, door opens, and there's a sergeant major among ho. We're like, we all stand up to parade rest. We're like, oh shit. He fucking starts opening doors. Who in here? You know, we're letting him in because he's our major. So he goes in there with this dude who's banging this chick. And apparently he tried to hide her in the fucking wall locker. Sergeant Major opens the wall locker, finds her. He's like, he looks at him, you get whore out of here now. And she looks all like, all upset and stuff. She was dressed, I guess she had her clothes on and shit. But I remember, like, just as that happened, my team leader walks in, and he's like, what's going on, Sergeant Major? He's like, Sergeant, that whore in barracks. He's like, hey, get the whore out of here. We all knew that shit happened all the time. So, you know, somebody was narking us out, I don't know, but, he would come around every once in a while, and if he didn't really find anything and he wasn't too spun up, he'd actually sit down and drink with you, even though you couldn't understand what this motherfucker was saying. But, hey, it is what it is. I think that was his last tour, and he retired, I think it was right after we came back from the MFO tour, yeah. Because this is before we went to MFO, so it maybe, I think he had 8 months left, 9 months left, I'm not sure. Fuck you now! All right, and then we had like this weird thing going on in my platoon, because we all lived on the second floor, and they would have these skylights. Well, they weren't really skylights, they're just like holes that went down, and there was like gravel on the bottom. Absolutely, there was nothing in there, worthless. And my platoon, we would all, leave our windows unlocked, and you could go out your window and walk around the, there's a little, like a ledge on the inside, and go into, another guy's room, watch TV if he's not there and shit like that. And we didn't have a lot of thievery going on, so it worked out pretty good, and everything was pretty much fair game except hard liquor. So, I'd have beer in my refrigerator, and I'd leave and I'd have 6 and come back, there'd be 1. So I'd be like, hey, somebody came through the window drinking some of my beers. It went, it was cool. Some guys had more beer, some guys had less. That's just the way it works. And I was kind of lucky. I was like 18 and a half, but my squad leader was pretty cool. And he would buy us beer and just say, hey, you have to drink it in the barracks. It was really cool because there's that 21. I think the drinking age just went to 21 back then. It was 18, I think 2 or 3 years prior to that. But good times. Now, finally, these are similar stories because I did a lot of the same duties when I was over in the 2nd Ranger Battalion. But back in the day, you would get CQ, staff duty runner if you were E5 or below. They had this thing called the alarms room. Because this was before everything had a computer. They'd have a sensor on all the arms rooms, and you would stay in this room for 24 hours, and they'd have all of the lights of all of the arms rooms on, basically Fort Lewis. And if one turned off, you pick up the phone, you call the unit, and then they'd have to give you a code authorizing, you say, hey, this is the right guy, he's supposed to be in the arms room, good to go. If you didn't get the code or didn't answer the phone, you pick up the other phone, you call the MPs, you give them the building number, and they go check it out. That one fucking sucked, okay, because you sat in that room for 24 fucking hours. You got maybe a 15-minute break every hour and a half to go take a piss, and that's fucking it. They brought you your chow, you ate it in there, and the whole deal. But, CQ, you're up for 24 hours. And the best times to have CQ or on the weekend. Because technically, if you're the CQ, you're in charge of quarters. You have the ring of keys. You speak for the commander. And any fucking crazy shit goes on, it's on you if you don't report it or if you didn't correct it. Now, usually, they would want you to correct it. And I would find shit like, fuck, dude. This one time, there's like these 4 naked chicks in one of the platoon's fucking areas. They're just running around doing stupid shit. Now, this is in the late 80s, all right? Now, it wasn't like today where feminism is like, yeah, everyone can run around naked. So seeing 4 naked chicks running around, it was kind of unnerving, especially because they were a little on the sloppy side, if you know what I mean. Little cottage cheese going on, some saddlebags, and one was like coming up seriously on parietis. So I'm like, hey, what's going on? They're like, doing their fucking deal. And I find one of the dudes there, he's fucking drunk. He was in another platoon. I'm like, hey, man, I'm going to come back here in a half an hour. All right. If these chicks aren't fucking out of here, I'm going to fucking write it up in the report, and your squad leader can fucking, and your platoon sergeant can fucking unfuck the whole thing. Okay, this is your one and only fucking chance. So, okay. He did it. They're gone. They came back a little later, but they weren't naked anymore. I ignored it, but it is what it is. Okay, and this is one of those details that really fucking sucked. And this was on a Sunday. We had a Dragon missile test, and they were using the new AT-4s, and they were firing the TOW missiles. So, I'm one of the new guys, so I have to grab the fucking deuce and a half, and we throw these fucking plywood BMP silhouettes in there. I think we had 6 or 7 of them. We go to the company area, we call range control. We already coordinated the whole goddamn thing. We're going to be out on this particular portion of the range, setting up these motherfucking BMP silhouettes. If you don't know what a BMP is, it's basically a Russian armored personnel carrier, which is, in my opinion, superior to the 113 because it has a lower silhouette, and it usually has I think it's a 37 millimeter cannon on it. I think that might be the new one, I'm not sure. So we're out there. I think we set up like 4 of these silhouettes. We put them up there. We hammer in the stakes and hammer together the 2x4s to hold them in place. And I hear this huge explosion go off, and it's maybe somewhere between 300 and 400 meters away. So some motherfucker is firing a 155 millimeter howitzer into the impact area on a Sunday. We fucking called range control. They said, yeah, you're good to go for the next 2 hours. Okay, now, I didn't really know what was going on. All I know is, it went off. I saw a tree blowing too, and then there was another one a couple seconds later. And I turned around to, talk to my squad leader, and they're all fucking gone. They are running. Okay, I'm like, holy fuck. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to run too. So I run. I ran maybe 150 meters, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I signed for the deuce and a half. I run back, get the fucking deuce and a half, and fucking ride it over the fucking, over the terrain to the fucking main impact area road. And, my squad leader's fucking livid. So, needless to say, there was paperwork. I don't know what fucking happened, but nobody got killed. But I'm glad, at least I know that, fuck it, Popp, fuck him, every man for himself. And that actually happened a second time too. And I think that was like a month after we came back from the MFO tour. But I wasn't signed for the vehicle. And yeah, I fucking ran like a motherfucker too. Because the 155, no fucking joke. Literally, it's a blender for a human body if you get caught in the kill zone. That's all I can say. All right, that's it for me. Hopefully those are pretty good. I'm going to try to work up some more here for the 9th ID. I got a couple stories about Sergeant Major Kidd when he was the I Corps Sergeant Major. A couple of retirement parade antics and division runs. Priceless. All right, you guys take it easy.